Hello, fire signs. Welcome to your mid-February to the end of February reading. I am not going to tell you any announcements. Everything is in the description box below because I am late. So I owe it to you, right? So I'm doing each sign separately. It's going to be, well, wait. I want to say Leo. Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius? Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. I'm going to use the dice of resonance. I know Leo has to be first because that's what I felt. Scorpio and Virgo. Okay, so Sag. So Leo, Sagittarius, and then Aries. So we're starting with Leo. So we're going to get an overall energy for Leo. So Spirit. Whoa, with my cards going everywhere. Okay. Spirit, please give me clear and direct guidance for my Leos. Please, Spirit, for mid-February going into March. Please, Spirit. Anything of utmost importance, I ask that be brought to the forefront in this here reading, Spirit. And I thank you in advance because I know that you're good for it. So overall energy for Leos. Whoa, that jumped out. What are you doing? Listen to your intuition. What y'all got going on? Leo. Listen to your, I mean, that daddy jumped out like, pick me. Anything else Leo needs to, okay. Vulnerability. I'm going to pick one more because 3 feels right. This is confirmation that you're seeking to tread into the unknown, unfamiliar territory where decisions are based more on intuition than rationality. Don't let fear hold you back or allow a misguided sense that feeling vulnerable is somehow a negative condition. What is going on in your life right now, Leo? Wow. Intuition is a major thing. Oh my gosh, okay. You are not alone. I am here with you. Though we're far apart, you're always in my heart. Okay, sorry. You got a song. You are not alone. We are here for you. We never left. Through all the sadness and loneliness, however, you cannot sense us near you or feel how much love we are sending you. We are your family, friends, and guides. You never walk alone. We walk right beside you. Wow. I don't know what is going on in your life, Leo, but whatever it is, seems serious. But it's a need to tune in, listen to your intuition. To me, I feel like it's okay, the 8 of Pentacles. I'm just going to go ahead and sit that right here. But it's almost a sense that I get that, okay, I understand why that fell out. Now I can put that back in. Okay, with the 8 of Pentacles, here's the deal. And I've had this conversation with someone before. It's this thing where it's saying, okay, I trust Spirit, I believe Spirit, I trust my guides are, guiding me, so on and so forth. And saying this in theory, yet not in practice. So it's like, oh, I'm trusting Spirit, I'm trusting my intuition, but yet always defaulting to the 8 of Pentacles energy. Because, and that would allude why one wouldn't wait on Spirit and would take things into their own hands, would be because you don't trust that Spirit's going to show up, right? So it's more or less taking on a state or adopting a state of loneliness or feeling that one is alone in their doings or happenings or things that one is trying to figure out, right? So it's more or less, I feel there's a fire in your belly that's thrusting you in a particular direction. And the reason why you've been holding yourself back in reference to that is feeling as if you're making this decision by yourself, or feeling as if you've been working to build a business by yourself or build a life by yourself or something along those lines. And, needing direction, but looking to the external world as opposed to attuning to one's heart space, right? So let's jump into you guys' spread here. Central Energy Challenge. What's behind you? What's before you? What's above you? And what is below you? Dag, nabbit, son of a gun, I said. Central Energy. I know you lying to me. So apparently that was supposed to be your central energy. Synchronicity, okay? You don't believe. Okay? Anyway, Eight of Pentacles. This is challenged by Justice. Dun, dun, dun. Dog, this is co-creation with spirit is what comes to mind. So this is being driven home for you. It's more or less like my granny used to say, the Lord helps those who help themselves. You have done more than enough of helping yourself, right? You need to open up. And I said need. Yes, I did. That was a declarative sentence. I said, dagnabbit. But you need to open up and be vulnerable to spirit. Being open to the blessings and the opportunities that spirit is attempting to usher into your life at this moment. Because the thing is like, you've done the work. You've held up your end of the bargain. Spirit is attempting to balance the scales. The only thing that is preventing the scales from being balanced is your thought that you're alone in all of this. It's your thought that you are bearing this burden alone. Because look at this. The situation that you're in, whatever it is, it doesn't matter if it's a love relationship, work, what have you. I don't know, spiritual crisis. It could be anything, But where is he looking? To the tangible world, to what he can see, to what's in front of him, trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to do next? What's the next step? It's not looking up. So it's attuning to my own ability. Like, what can I do? I'm trying to figure this out. It's not even considering where spirit falls into any of this, right? So that's really what the challenge is from the middle of February going into March, is allowing spirit to intercede on your behalf because you have held up your end of the bargain, And spirit is trying to come in and bless you and things, I don't know why you don't want blessings. Past influence is the Five of Cups. This is like the neighborhood card for us today, is it not? You guys are coming out of a time, and I feel like work has been a happy distraction for you, not in a sense to where it's like a workaholic type of thing or an escapism. I just feel like you guys were so lost in a dark emotional space in the recent past, drowning in emotion, that your work or a passion project, a hobby, anything of the sort kind of became your lifesaver. It became your saving grace. It was something you needed to give you ground, because I feel like you guys were having trouble finding ground. It's feeling as if you're slipping, like a sense of existing, like I'm here, but I'm not really here. I'm going through the motions, but it's like an aura of sadness. And I don't know why I'm seeing this as like a funeral march, like very dramatic, and that would, for me to see this as a funeral march, that would suggest to me that this is a great loss. This is a loss of great magnitude, because there's usually, of course, y'all know I'm from New Orleans, I'm seeing like a jazz funeral march, and those are usually for people who are held in high regard in the community. So it's a great loss for many people. So to reduce that down to an individual level, it would be something of that caliber that was lost. And it could have literally been a loved one. It could have been a marriage, relationship, a career path. It could be a myriad of different things. But it's more or less you guys had your season to grieve, and you came to a place where you realized, okay, now it's time for me to come back to the land of the living, so to speak. Your below energy is the Page of Wands. So on a deep level, and there's a dissension I'm seeing here. What you're working on right now, it's not your passion. This is what you're putting your time, effort, and energy into now is obligation. You know, it's what you need to do to survive, right? But the beautiful thing about energy is the fact that even though you may not be working in alignment with your passion presently, the reason why this justice is here for you to balance the scales, right, is one, because you deserve it. And two, is because the work that you've put in that has added energetic currency into the proverbial universal bank, the universe doesn't care whether it is with a passion project, if it's just with your job, or if it's with your calling, whatever. It's just the fact that force was exerted, time, energy, and effort was poured in, and now it's time for you to get your just due. So for those of you who aren't working, and I feel like for the mass majority, it's a great deal of people who are working a job but may not be in a career, who are, putting in work but not necessarily doing your passion, right? But I feel like the thing that's rising up and bubbling in your belly is this desire to go in the direction of what your true passion is. And then for some, that could be in a relationship, right? And I don't know why this is rare. Even if it's retirement, you've put in your just due. It's grieving a cycle that's ending, in reference to, a career path, kind of hanging it up because, that season is over. But it's needing to, but there's still something that's being left behind here. It's, and I say this all the time, there's always the forerunner to every blessing is a sacrifice. And that's just the nature of life. So whether it was a relationship that ended or a cycle that ended, a job that you're leaving, what have you, it's something that you are giving up to gain, if that makes sense. Your above energy is the Hanged Man. That's what you're telling yourself. You're telling yourself, I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting on God. But I'm still sitting up here doing all of this work. What's before you? Holy spadoodles, Leo. It's the freaking Sun card. I can tell you, I'm not concerned. That's 3 major arcana. It's a major shift, major transformation that's happening. I'm literally not concerned. The only thing that I see that's of utmost importance is for you to attune to what these 3 oracles are saying, is to attune to your intuition. It's like if you're going to say that you're in surrender, really be in surrender. Know that you're not alone. Know that spirit is supporting you. Know that spirit has your back, and allow spirit to hold up its end of the bargain. You don't want to be talking out of both sides of your neck and things, talking about you're trusting, but you're still trying to figure out how to, what is that old saying? Make $1 out of 15 cents. You're rubbing 2 pennies together trying to make something happen, Allow. If you're going to be in the hangman, really be in the hangman. Allow bliss to find you here. Knowing that this is coming in and this is what you're drawing in. Look at this transformation. You're going from this to this. Happiness, right? So allow this bliss and this happiness to find you here in this surrendered state. Allow yourself to be in bliss, knowing that you're going to be released from this in the right moment. Knowing, just like this gentleman, you are not alone, You are supported. You have a whole spiritual team, and there may even be physical people in your life, right? And then for some of you guys, this actually may be, a divorce, or considering a divorce, maybe in a separation, and needing to reconsider. Well, not like needing to reconsider, but you may be reconsidering and taking into consideration how much work or time, energy, and effort you've put into this, but it's a need to face your truth. Like, on one side, it's depression. On the other side, it's happiness. And it's understanding on which side is which. Is it that in your marriage there was depression, and on the other side of this lies happiness, right? Or is it the other way around? It's not really so much, and this kind of is tapping into that whole belief system thing. It's more or less holding oneself prisoner because of should oughts and supposed tos. You almost being judge, jury, and executioner in your own life, and utilizing your why. The why behind the decisions that you're making being the effort that you've put in. But is needing to reattune to, is this in alignment with you though? You know, does this serve your highest good? Is needing to maybe take a step back, really seek spirit on this, and listen to your intuition on whether or not you're making the right decision, right? Because it's all about where this tunes for you, you know? So, I'm going to pull one more oracle for you, and then we're going to move on to Sagittarius. So, any other messages for Leo Spirit? Whoa. Yes. Ha! Look at this. So, this is what? Confirmation number 3 for you? Synchronicity. Spirit is with you, babe. Spirit is supporting you. If you ever doubted it, no now. I'm just saying. Synchronicity. You are noticing the signs of synchronicity that the spirit world has been sending to you at this time. Are you noticing? Dang, why is my voice all croaky? Wax sauce. Don't you judge me, Leo. Just kidding. All right. This is about to get even more synchronistic for this card that's behind this one. Synchronicity. Are you noticing the signs of synchronicity that the spirit world has been sending to you at this time? People and situations in your life are not just appearing by coincidence, because there's no such thing as coincidence, just saying. In reality, they're being guided to you from the spirit world to help you for a specific reason. Oh man, you know what Spirit just said? There's somebody who's going to watch this, and this is going to be their first time watching my channel, and this is going to freak you out. Hey, how you doing? Pleasure to meet you. Anyway, yeah, it's a very specific reason. So, and this to me, Leo, and I'm being so real with this, this is Spirit's way of crying out to you to let you know just how much you're loved. If you've ever doubted, and I don't care for any span of time, it could be a temporary doubt. It could be something that's existed a lifetime. But see all of these little synchronicities, and I don't really feel like this is probably the sprinkles on the icing of the cake of what has been happening to you probably since the 1st of February. I kid you not. But it's like, this is your creator reaching out to you, attempting through every medium, through the songs that you hear on the radio, to the homeless person on the corner that says something ironically random, or the person in the elevator. This video, the fact that all of these cards, one that I put back in the deck, shuffle the deck, and it comes back out. This is your creator's attempt to say, yo, yeah, there's a lot of people I've created, but I'm focused on you. I'm here, you know, I'm going through all of this to be like, yo, hey, I'm here, you know? So this is almost the ultimate wooing, the ultimate act of love, and showing you just how special you are. All of this is happening for you. How dope is that? Next card, separation. So there is someone who is in separation, who's deciding if they really should go forward with divorce. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Like I said, Leo, a lot of the synchronicities that you've been seeing have been in alignment with your intuition has been telling you. But what I can give you that's most tangible, right, is looking at this Five of Cups and this Sun. Which side of this are you on? You know? And I ain't talking about, 20 years ago I was happy. What is it today, though? What has it been for the last week, month, year, 2 years? What has it been? Right? What has it been consistently? What has it been more often than not? Right? That's the place you're making your decision from. And lastly, surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. What did I say? What is he looking at? Trying to figure things out. Ain't that something? Over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. Let spirit into your life, babe. I'm just saying, Leo. I'm just saying. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to my Sagittarius people. So yeah, Leo, I would say that you have a lot to weigh, but you don't. I'd be lying if I said that. I think it's in the cards. You know, it's been laid out on the table. Pun intended. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Much like with Pisces, how I said with them, it's allowing. With you guys, it's just opening. It's opening up. And I feel like there's a need for you to know how special you are. And I know that can sound super corny, but I mean that on a very core level, because y'all know I'm not into all that fluff cornball type of stuff. You know? It's like spirit is legit giving me an unction to drive this home. You discount yourself too much. You could be talking that yang about, I love myself, I feel like I'm special. But nah, the author of the universe is like intercepting right now and singling you out to let you know, yes, you are special. And yes, I have been trying to co-create with you, but you need to stop believing that it's just you and let me, you know? Spirit's not going to let you down. Spirit's not going to disappoint you. Whew. At the bottom of your deck is the Ten of Swords. Let it die, babe. Let it die. Let it die. You don't have to hurt anymore. You don't have to run anymore. Stuff is about to get so much better. It's just a need to release. Release, release, release. It's your time. Allow it to happen. Allow spirit to balance these scales. You know what I'm saying? Sagittarius. Your time stamped up. 2340. Okay. Sagittarius. Okay, so please give me clear and direct guidance for my Saggies, please, Spirit. For the middle of February. Going into March, please, Spirit. Anything that's of utmost importance. Anything they need to know. Anything, oh my gosh. Oh. My hair. I was like, oh my God, something's crawling on my leg. It's totally hair. My life. Anyway, anything of utmost importance, please allow that to come to the forefront in this reading, please, Spirit. And And I thank you in advance. Sagittarius. The middle of February into March. So we are going to get an overall energy for my Saggies. Sagittarius need to know, Spirit. Sagittarius, what is that? It's like an unsettling feeling that it's almost like being scared, being on edge, like see the illustration that I'm seeing, it's like I don't want to spook you out. So here's the disclaimer. The illustration of the feeling that I'm feeling, that I'm seeing, this is not a foretelling or anything of the sort. It's just illustrative. So it's a metaphor in so many words. But to give you an idea of the feeling that I felt is almost as if you are home alone, right? You're lying in your bed, reading a book, and you hear someone in your house. And it's that moment when you freeze and you're like, no one else should be here. It's like that feeling. So if we now remove the metaphor and you capture that feeling, like that terror, that fright, like that freeze moment, that's the emotion that I felt. You know? So it's kind of like, not just the terror, it's just that process that I identify something's not right here. That shouldn't be. And now it's trying to scan the brain of like plan of action type of deal. I don't know. I will cry. Go to the nearest window. So whatever that means. Overall, okay. Surrender unhealthy relationships. Okay. Additional guidance for Sagittarius, please, Spirit. Whoa. 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 Interesting. We have receive and trust. Very interesting. I don't know why I want to pull another one. Oh, okay. This is very interesting. All right, Sagittarius, the first card that we have is Surrender Unhealthy Relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. It's a lot of purple here. Next, we have Receive. And it says, you are a kind and loving soul who constantly reaches out and gives to others. But now it's time for you to learn how to graciously receive. Just as the ebb and flow of tides, the art of giving and receiving is the natural law and order of the universe. That's huge. Now, I'm going to get to the other two cards, but I just feel like I need to hone in on these. Notice the purple, right? So the whole key is here. Because there's a need to surrender unhealthy relationships that's very intricately tied to an inability to receive, right? Because it's a false core belief that one's purpose is to be of service to others. So in order for me to ever receive love, and this is the narrative of a false core belief, right? That's usually like a foundational belief of codependency, right? Which is one half of an unhealthy relationship. Is the false assumption that one needs to be of service to another, to self-sacrifice in order to gain love. That goes to family dynamics, past tense, right? Because that's behavior that's modeled for you, right? So it's a need to, and it's a little bit of self-worth too, because what it really is feeling like love has to be earned instead of freely given. And that's the key here to drive home, is that, and wow, okay, now I get to tell you something that's an interesting epiphany that I had earlier. Love is a gift, right? We don't earn gifts. They're just freely given to us, right? Just because it's Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? It's freely given. It's not earned, right? Whenever our perception of love is distorted, or there's codependency there's a history of toxic relationships, it's usually because it's intricately tied to the belief that one needs to work for love. It has to be earned. I have to prove myself worthy of love. That isn't the case. You don't ever have to prove yourself. If a person ever puts you into a position where you have to prove yourself, or you have to be or do something in order to receive, that's not love, right? That becomes conditional. So that means that my love for you is only contingent upon what it is that you're doing for me. The moment that you're unable to do that, or you can no longer serve a purpose for me, you are no longer of use to me. That's very conditional, right? Very, very conditional. Now, where this goes into the conversation that I had earlier at my practice was talking about how we have a tendency to be more enthralled by the people who reject us, right? And just to kind of spare you the whole details, but it's a concept that originates in, and this is getting into psychology, sociology, but Virginia Satir, right? She's a theorist. One of the premises of her theory is inherent human worthlessness, and the belief that every single human being that has ever lived, is living, and will ever live suffers with inherent worthlessness. It is the reason why there is prejudice, racism, classism, you know what I mean? Discrimination based on one's socioeconomic status and things of the sort, because one, as in all of humanity, feeling inherently worthless, it's now the desire to subjugate and marginalize another facet that's different than I, in order to raise myself up. So now it becomes, as long as I'm better than you, as long as I'm not you, as long as I'm different from you, as long as I'm the polar opposite of you, you know, I'm good. I'm a little bit better. It gives me a little bit of worth, right? Because I can say, at least I'm not that guy, right? So where this ties in on an individual level is that inherent worthlessness, when it's, you know, unprocessed and things of the sort. So this isn't, you know, you've been healing and ascending and things of the sort, but this is like when it's unprocessed. So majority of humanity, when it's unprocessed, I'm intrigued by people that reject me because I feel that there's some worth to them, right? Because I neglect the people who easily give, right? Because I feel inherently worthless. If you just accept me as I am, and I feel like I'm jacked up, then I see you as jacked up too. Because it's like, why do you like me? Like, why are you just giving me love? Why are you just accepting me? I didn't have to jump through any hoops. You know what I mean? It's like when someone's giving away something for free, the first assumption is that there gotta be something wrong with this. I mean, unless it's samples at Costco, there's never anything wrong with that. You understand me? But anyway, but other things, if somebody was giving away a Mercedes Benz for free, God forbid, if someone was giving away a free G-Wagon, it then becomes suspicion. It's like, is this stolen? Did somebody die in this car? Is this part of a murder? Like, what? Why would you give away a G-Wagon for free? Don't nobody just do that, right? But that's the same way we look at it when people want to love us unconditionally. Because we've been under this false perception that love, of all things, something free, also has to be earned. Only toxic love has to be earned. Only toxic love is based on merit and doings and havings, you know? Accolades, jumping through hoops and things of the sort. That's not a healthy form of love. So we have a tendency to take for granted the people we have in our lives, right? The people who accept us without condition. And we have a tendency to chase those that reject us. Because the thought is that those that are here, there got to be something wrong with them too, because they just accepted me too easily. But see this one over here that rejected me? They see the ugly in me. They see that inherent worthlessness for each and every one of us. And I say inherent human worthlessness because that's a human condition. But if we break this down even more to a micro level, this now becomes based on each individual's experience. It could be being abused as a child and feeling you have a smudge on your soul, or the fact that my dad wasn't there, my mom wasn't there, or, you know, a myriad of different things. The fact that I grew up poor, you know what I'm saying? And that being a smudge on you, that I'm not good enough, I'm not on their level. So now when this person rejects me, I'm obsessed with the fact that they've rejected me, because to reject me is also to validate. You see the ugly in me, right? But I'm still fascinated because it's like, I want to know why. Like, why don't they like me? Why don't they want me? Right? So now it becomes this game of trying to vindicate the self. We want the people who ghost us. We want the people who reject us. We want the people who don't give us the time of day. We talk all that smack. It's like, oh, I want someone who's going to love me and adore me and treat me right, blah, blah, blah. We say that. But one thing I can tell you about human beings, if you ever want to see the truth about a person, don't listen to anything that they say. Just look at their behavior, because your behavior will always tell on you. Your behavior will always tell your truth, right? So we say that we want this unconditional love, a person who's going to accept me as I am. But if we looked around our life and saw all of the people that we neglect, when we say nobody cares about me, nobody loves me, nobody likes me, nobody wants me, how many people in our lives are we overlooking? Oh, they don't count. It's just my mom. It's just my brother. You know, just my dog. You know? But we chase after this person that rejects us because we don't see that we're actually attempting to vindicate the self. Right? Because the thought now becomes, if I get you, if I win this person over, if I get them to reverse that rejection, I'm now validated. So this person rejected me. I pursued them, or were able to reconnect with them to show them what they thought about me was wrong. Now they're like, oh, you are amazing, and I will be with you. So now it's validation. Notice that. It's a game that we're playing with ourselves, and it's a game of worth. And a lot of times it can be not even just the rejection, it's aligning with a person, wanting to be with a certain type of person because we're living vicariously through them. So it's more or less wanting to be with a person, like say if it's, you know, a chick who only dates doctors, right? It's like the only reason why on a deeper level is because what that symbolizes is an accolade. It's almost like a status symbol. So to be with someone like this now says something about me. So it's vicarious worth. But the key is here is to cultivate worth within the self, devoid of everyone else, right? So all those things I just said, take that into account. Think about that, marinate on it, because I know that was a lot, got really deep. We didn't even pull all the cards yet, you know, but that needed to be said. And I think more or less for everyone. So I think I'm going to take that little piece and Make that a collective message. Next, let go. Once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all of the emotional constraints that have held you back in the past. Trust in the higher good and guidance of spirit, as we have only your best intentions at heart, and we'll do everything in our power to protect you. Allow, open, receive. You know what I'm saying? Trust. This is spirit connecting how your spiritual world, your inner world, is manifesting in your external world. It's giving you the intel, the truth behind why things have been like they've been. The situation is calling for you to have faith. Trust in yourself, trust in spirit. Know that everything that is for you will manifest, is going to come into your life, right? But let go, man. That's showing up twice. This is very related. This is inner work that's being done here. Reciprocity. It's beautiful, Sagittarius. I'm not going to lie to you. So we're going to get your central energy. What else does Sagittarius need to know? Man, this got real. Every element has one, man. Where it just get all extra deep. So we have your central energy, your challenge, what is behind you, what's before you, what's above you, and what is below you. So our central energy for Massages is the Seven of Cups. This is challenged by the Seven of Pentacles. Well, isn't that interesting? What's behind you is the King of Pentacles. What is below you is the Queen of Cups. What's above you is the Ten of Wands. And what is before you is the Four of Cups. This is very interesting. For some of you, yeah, this actually is a couple. First message I'm getting, for some of you, this is a couple. Right? And it's a King of Pentacles person. So that could be Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo person in the past tense, right? And this person is very self-focused, right? Most prominent, which is standing as a Taurus male, but you know, this is general, so it can go any which way, but it's someone who's very self-focused and money focused, career focused, what have you. Focused on 3D realm, right? Now, and then this also could have been you. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to clarify this. But the whole thing is here, what I'm feeling for this being a couple, this is a relationship that is far past its expiration date. It's toxic because it's not, it's the illustration of exactly what it is that I described here. There's no reciprocity. There's pouring into something that's not pouring back into you, right? And that's when it's toxic. This person seems to be emotionally unavailable for whatever reason. It could be for malicious reasons, or it could just be because the person's a workaholic. It's just someone who is not present and available. So it's a desire to be nurtured, right? It's a desire to have a connection, and that's not happening. It hasn't been happening. And the challenge is really to walk away. So the whole thing is, with the Seven of Cups, in reference to this couple, this is more or less, and I said this in somebody else's reading, it's needing to not be in denial about what it is that's going on here. It's like the thing that has caused you to stay and to continuously put time, energy, and effort into this is in the hopes of one day what you put in being reciprocated back to you. But that is yet to happen. You know, it's carrying the burden of a relationship solo dolo, you know, and the only reason why it's not leaving because it's a fear of being alone. That's really what's at the heart of it. It's the thought of, what if I don't find anybody else? Even though this person doesn't treat you super duper great, it's just the fear of having to go out into the world alone and date again and things of the sort, right? But the thing that has kept you trapped is hope for the future. It's all of these different options of how things could potentially, possibly pan out someday, somewhere out there in the future, you know? And it's deluding oneself by that. It's not seeing things for what they actually are. And what they are unrequited, right? It's a whole lot of giving, but not getting anything back. It's never reaping a harvest for what it is that's being invested, right? So it's considering releasing the burdens that are related to this. But there's a fear tied to it because it's a fear to walk away. But it's more or less the feeling that I'm getting is that you've seen all there is to see here. There's nothing else to see here. You've seen all that there is to see. So it's needing to trust in your own ability, to trust that there actually is love out there that's reciprocal, that you could invest as much as you invested into this person and receive the same in return, right? It's a little bit of control, but it's like it's control. It's keeping oneself in bondage out of fear, right? It's keeping yourself in purgatory, keeping yourself discontented. It's like this is more bad than it is good, right? But there's a need to trust your judgment and to know that there's better, right? And to make the decision to stop deluding yourself and to put your feet on the ground, make the decision to release these burdens and to move forward, right? Let me clarify this really quick for my non-relationship people. Oh, yes, most certainly. This is a breakup for many people. And this is something mind-binding, burdensome, cumbersome. Like, love ain't supposed to feel like that, boo. Ain't nobody trying to put all that work into something like that. To no avail. What is the King of Pentacles about, Spirit? Try to transition this into something outside of love. Can you clarify the King of Pentacles, please, Spirit? Oh. Six of Swords. Whatever that is, boo. Whether that's a person, a place, or a thing, or even if that was yourself, if you were a person who was emotionally unavailable, BTW, we got the death card at the bottom of the deck. If you were a person that was emotionally unavailable and closed off, you know, are holding on to a dream that just wasn't realistic. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't necessarily grounded in reality. It's a need to unbind yourself from this stuckness, you know? Like the Two of Swords energy, being in this indecisiveness. It's like I said, putting your foot on the ground, making a decision and going in the direction of what is in your highest good. What is it that's going to serve you? But some may not know what that is just yet. So it may be a time of retreat. With the Queen of Cups, y'all know, my therapist card, this is either going to see a therapist or needing to confront one's emotions. It's a time for healing, right? And I said this for Taurus, sorting oneself out. Because especially if you're coming out of a toxic relationship, you don't go into another relationship. Because let me tell you something about toxic relationships. And this is me putting my therapist hat back on. I always liken this to swimming with sharks. If you are in the ocean and a shark bites you, and you, by the grace of God, are able to get your thigh out of that shark's mouth, when you are swimming back to shore, you are bleeding and other sharks smell blood, you will draw other sharks. If you just left a narcissist and you meet somebody else like a month, a week, whatever, after you done left a narcissistic relationship, you ain't seen no damn therapist, ain't did no personal work, you ain't did nothing. You maybe cried for a little while, and then all of a sudden another person pops into your life. Congratulations, you met another narcissist, because it doesn't work like that. All of the emotional damage that is created within a person, it unhinges the self. Okay, and I don't know how this just went to narcissists, but it just got that real. Okay, because I feel compelled to say this. I don't know why you getting all of this, Sagittarius. Lord Jesus, it's 50 minutes. We ain't even do Aries yet. Anyway, so the thing is here, dude, when it comes to narcissistic abuse, I need everyone listening to me, and I might need to get everybody to listen to Sagittarius reading for real, because this is some real stuff right now. The damage that is done to a person's self-worth, value, your psyche, your self-perception, your perception of the world after being with a narcissist, God forbid, for an extended period, it distorts the mindset in a very, very horrible way. Very, very horrible way. It's not something you could just bounce back from. You know what I'm saying? Because what narcissists do is so insidious. Their sole intention is to make you not trust yourself. If I can't trust myself, what else do I have? That's the reason why narcissism just makes me so angry on a level that I don't even think people could even begin to fathom. Because if there's the only thing on this planet that is sacred, it is a human being's inner world. When a person starts tampering with that, that is a violation and a disrespect on a whole nother level, because that is the only thing that's sacred to a person. You know what I'm saying? So with manipulation tactics, emotional abuse tactics, their entire point is to unhinge you. So it's almost as if this person becomes the god of your life. They think for you. You know? Even when you're not with them, they will know how you respond because they know you better than you know yourself, right? Now, there's healing in this, but I promise you wholeheartedly, and I'm not just saying this out of bias, and I'm saying it because I was in a narcissistic marriage myself, right? I'm a survivor of narcissistic abuse. Not just because I'm a therapist, but because we're eye-to-eye peer level with me being a survivor myself. I could not have healed from that without seeking professional help, because there is no ground, because your ground has been stolen from you by a person who intricately tore it down piece by piece, right? So the absolute last thing that a person needs to do coming out of a relationship of that caliber, God forbid if it was like a sociopath, which is way worse, is jump into another relationship, be considering another relationship, anything in that realm. Yourself needs healing. Yourself needs nurturing. Yourself needs ground, stability, foundation, tranquility, peace. You have to come back to self, right? There has to be a transformation within self, right? So it's no longer keeping oneself stuck, holding oneself prisoner by pains of the past. Make the decision to choose yourself. Receive love of self, right? Make yourself a priority right now. And there's no need to worry about outcomes or futures. And that's me kind of projecting myself in here, because I know when I was in therapy, it's like my therapist was telling me, like, oh, you know, you shouldn't date. And I'm like, look, okay, single mother, you know, I need a partner and blah, 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 right? Let all of that go. When I tell you from experience, and I'm going to tell you guys about the book that literally saved my life. I don't think I would have even gotten out of my marriage if it wouldn't have been for this book. But the book is called Wolf. And the subtitle of it is The Self-Absorbed Christian Marriage, right? Please do not be deterred by the fact that the word Christian is in there. It's written by a fellow marriage and family therapist. But that book is, oh my word, like I use it in my practice to this day. Literally wrote the woman an email. Like, hey, nice to meet you. You saved my life. Just wanted to say thank you. Right? But that book is so well written, and it even gives you escape plans on how to successfully and safely escape a toxic or abusive situation. I found so much validation in those pages that every single page was highlighted, literally. Every single page from top to bottom, because I was like, oh my God, wow, that's me, you know? I don't know why we're having this conversation, Sagittarius, or Sagittarius cross watcher, or nosy fire sign, or other sign. I don't know who this is. But I'm going to tag this and I'm going to tell everyone to watch this. I don't know why this came out here, but clearly it needed to come out, right? So whatever the case may be, it's time to choose self and focus on self, right? Only pour into things that equally pour into you, Sag. Release those burdens. You don't have to do this. And I'm meaning this in the sense of however this resonates. You don't have to be anything for a person to love you other than yourself. And if a person doesn't accept you as you are, fuck them. Just saying. I don't know why I'm trying to pull another oracle for y'all. I'm not even going to pull it from this deck. I'm going to pull it from this one. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. I'm too old for that, y'all. I don't know how this happened. It's 56 minutes. I'm going to tell everybody to watch this. This got real. They got extra real. But that's so serious, y'all. Like, I'm a narc abuse advocate if you didn't know. If you ain't read my book, because they got a whole lot of stuff up in there. It's an epidemic in our society now, and it's disheartening. But something that I feel like I really want to drive home is getting people to understand just how serious this is. It breaks my heart for a person to ever think. And mind you, we need to know the difference between narcissistic personality disorder and what we just call like, oh my gosh, they're a narcissist. Well, first of all, every single last one of us has narcissistic traits, especially those of us who live in America. It's the culture, you know? But when we're talking about someone with narcissistic personality disorder, another great book on this written by a narcissist is Malignant Self-Love. There is no cure for narcissistic personality disorder because it's a personality disorder. To ever think that a person with a personality disorder such as narcissism or psychopathy, you know, would change is delusional because they don't. I don't care how much you love them. That's not going to help. So to ever wait for a person to know you are dealing with a person that has narcissistic personality disorder diagnosed by a licensed professional, by the way, not by online quizzes and things of the sort, but a person who's actually diagnosed, that's a death sentence. And I mean that. I'm so serious right now. That is literally a death sentence. To still be holding on to that or even titillating yourself with the idea of this person coming back to your life, or even playing with the idea of allowing this person back into your life. People might not like to hear that, but guess what? Cat. Love you. It's time to strike out on your own and relinquish your over dependency on others. Goddamn. Whew, spirit up in here tonight, child. I'm going to leave this alone and go on to Aries. I love you, Sagittarius. Feels like this was a collective reading for everybody that's ever been in a toxic relationship. Ooh, this Virgo full moon, Lord. What? 58:37, Aries. Lord have mercy. My minds are talking. They're probably like, okay, where's the fire sign? Oh, I'm still doing fire signs, guys. We done just got to Aries. Whew. I'm scared. Aries, if your reading is like this too, you're just going to be up in here, huh? It don't matter to me. I don't care how long it takes. If the messages come through, I'm more than happy to be the messenger. But somebody needed that. I felt that all in my soul. Somebody needed that. Aries. Mid-February into March, spirits. Anything of utmost importance, anything that Aries needs to know, spirit. Please allow that to come to the forefront in this reading, Spirit. And I thank you in advance because I know that you're good for it. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what's funny, Aries? What I just heard in my head, and I was trying to figure out why would I hear that. I just heard a line from my book, which is, you are your own twin flame. And I was like, why would I be saying that to Aries? And then I just literally remembered that I pulled the twin flame card for you. In like you guys' last reading. It's probably not for everybody, but whoever it is that fell upon is going to resonate. You ain't going to resist it. It's going to be like, So, just to let you know. All right, Spirit. Let me get overall energy for my Aries, please. Spirit. Aries, mid-February into March, Spirit. All right. Let's see what is going on. Aries, overall energy. Aries. Whoa. Interesting. Self-sabotage. When you learn to get out of your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's the inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. See, where I feel like I need to say what that is, stop looking outside of yourself for what it is that's missing in your life. That's where that message, you are your twin flame, has relevance. It's in the fact that you're looking for yourself in the eyes of another when you really should be looking in the mirror, because everything it is that you're seeking is inside of you. You are your own guru. You are the guru that you seek. You are everything it is that you are looking for. But it's needing to come to the realization of that. It's refusing to see that because nobody wants to hear that. You want to hear that you're calling in your soulmate and this perfect person is going to come into your life and sweep you off your feet and fix everything that's wrong. And it's just not going to happen. Because the truth is, we attract who and what we are. Right? So unless who and what you are is absolutely pristine and ideal, I've never met a person like that. Never met a perfect person. We call in the vibrational frequency that we're at. I don't know why these fire sign readings getting like this. But the whole thing is, stop looking outside of yourself. You're looking in the wrong direction. You deserve love. You are lovable. Surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. This is willful blindness, Aries. This is willful blindness. You don't want to see the truth. That's why Spirit was saying that. You are your own twin flame. Trying to find yourself in connections with other people. Everything outside of you is nothing but a reflection, but inside of you. So it's almost like seeking, looking outside, being disappointed when relationships aren't working out, but it's still not working on the relationship with oneself. You know? Nobody has anything for you that you don't already have for yourself. And that's real. I don't know why it is I feel like I gotta drive that home, man. There's a lot of illusion that goes on when it comes to love. A lot. Oh, I'm gonna work on myself. But it's like, we're doing that until I find somebody. You know? Be careful what you pray for, because you just might get it. See? If they got a toxic ex up in here, somebody who made your life a living hell, That's why be careful what you pray for. You just might get it because you're going to get what you're asking for. Right? I'm just saying. Know what you're asking for. Central energy challenge. What's behind you, what's before you, what's above you, and what's below you. I don't know what is going on, fire signs. My goodness. Central energy. Ace of Wands. Challenged by judgment. Being called to a higher state of being. Instantaneous. New opportunities. What is behind you is the Five of Swords. That looks a whole lot like a narcissist to me. A person who plays head games with you just for the sake of playing head games. And if it's not related to another person, it's a game that's being played with the self. That's the self-sabotage. Not seeing that people are being driven away from you, right? Hurt people hurt people. You know? Sometimes when you win, you lose. Yeah, you're always right. Yeah, you always got the upper hand, but you're by yourself, though. So it's severing of ties, driving people away, not seeing the connections, not seeing how things are interrelated into each other. What's below is the Empress. What's above you is the Two of Wands. You want to leave this behind. You want to leave this behind. You want a different life. But here's the thing. You got to leave something behind. You can create whatever it is that you want because Spirit is calling you out of an old way of being. Your past looks a hell of a lot like this. It's a lot of blindness, a lot of self-sabotage, a lot of co-creating sabotage with other people. You know what I'm saying? But it's needing to get clear on who I am and what I'm about. Seeing things for what they really are so you can create the life that you want. Don't expect nobody else to do it for you. You have everything you need to do it. The thing that's influencing all of this, so you called this in. You are your own twin flame. You are your own soulmate. You know what I'm saying? This is you. Divine masculine and feminine energy within yourself, Aries. This gets so real, dog. If you look at this, if you're a female, this is like your divine counterpart as in your higher self. You know what I'm saying? That's working with you. You know what I'm saying? And not necessarily in a romantic sense. It's bigger than this. You tapping into your feminine energy. You're making shit happen in your life. You're making epic changes. You're co-creating. You know what I'm saying? This is a time of rebirth for you. But the thing is before you walk into this greatness you're about to walk into, look at this. Remember this and know this. Everything it is that you're looking for does not exist outside of you. Everything out here, me, all of us, we're just actors in your play. We're just doing what it is that you will for us to do, for you to have the experience it is that you decided to have in this particular life. It's all on you. None of this is left up to chance. But this is saying no more. But take one last look at this. Because I don't think you're going to take it with you. You know? Page of Wands. Going in a direction. It's a little bit of sacrifice that's happening. Like I said, man, you're leaving something behind. What you're leaving behind is low self-worth, low self-value, poor self-concept, self-denial, aligning with things that you know aren't in your highest good, putting yourself in lose-lose situations, right? Sabotaging yourself. Looking outside of you for the abundance that already exists within you. It's no more ambivalence. It's no more indifference. It's you knowing and seeing who and what you are in your value and choosing to leave that old mindset in the past and now to go courageously in the direction of your dreams. It's a little bit of fear that's attuned to that because we're going into the unknown, right? But it's a need to know that you're never alone. You're very much supported, right? It's getting out of your own way. You were the only thing that ever stood in your way. false beliefs with the Hierophant. Outdated beliefs about the self. Things that are no longer serving you. It's coming out of alignment with this. Right? This is new. Full on new beginning. That new. Thank you, Aries, for not having your reading being so complicated. But this is a transitional phase, man. Take one last look. But I feel like that peace that you guys are taking with you, this Ace of Wands you're taking with you, is knowing that you are everything that you ever hoped and searched for. The moment that you embrace that and fully embody that and build the foundation of your life on that, that is when you will then draw in a person who is a mirror reflection of your freaking dope and greatness. That is everything that it is that you are in a very positive light, right? Then we can have a happily ever after, equality, right? Making major moves. Because you're going to draw someone in who's done the same work that you've done. Spider. Trust the creative spark you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. Somebody stepping into their calling as a writer. Invite them to your book signing. It's your time, man. There's a lot of wands here. Everything that it is that you need, it's your time. Even whatever it is that you've experienced past tense, it may be taking this and utilizing this to help another person. You coming out of it. You know? Using your experience to help someone else. I say that first page of my book. Literally. And I mean this wholeheartedly. So take this to heart. Whatever it is that you've experienced in your life, how you got out of it, how you've overcome it. How you've overcome it is a blueprint for another person, for them to get out of what it is that you successfully got out of. So a person who is now where you once were, you possess a blueprint to assist them in getting out of their situation. So don't ever think for a second that anything you've been through doesn't have a value to it. Because you exist, there has to be other people in this realm that have had similar and like experiences. There's nothing new under the sun. Each and every one of us have likenesses. Maybe not the people in your close vicinity, but somewhere out there in the world. I can say that with me being on YouTube. I've met countless people. In my town, I didn't know very many people who possessed the same belief systems or, views on life. But now I know hundreds of people who do, all over the world, you know? And I used to feel like, a lot of times, for most of my journey, feeling like I was like lone wolf, solo dolo. But I say that to say that with you, there's other people out there who have like struggles. So don't ever discount your story. It's like your way out to where you are now. There's someone who needs those encouraging words. There's someone who needs that schematic or that process, that blueprint, you know? So your experience is valid, your history, your experiences, and how you overcame. Someone else in the world needs that. So if you feel led to speak on it, start a YouTube channel and talk about it, write a book about it, do it. Because I promise you, someone out there needs it. You're going to change a person's life. Just like I said to Sagittarius, the lady who wrote the book who changed my life, you know? So consider that, Aries. But I mean, I feel like part of you guys already knew this because, y'all know everything and trailblaze and things of the sort. I love your face, Aries. It's been your reading. I'll see you sooner than later.